How's it going, everyone? Wanted to spend some time today and introduce you to our new email system. We're going to be using Google for our email and our calendaring services now. And so I wanted to spend some time showing you how it works. We do have about 4 months until we make a hard switch. So right now your email is still getting delivered to Exchange, so feel free to still use your Outlook until you make your transition over to Google. But December 1st is going to be when we're going to make a hard switch, and this is going to be the only system that we use. But I wanted to make sure that you had plenty of time to get acclimated with how Google works, get some of the little quirks worked out for yourself, and get it set up exactly how you want it to go. Didn't want to make that a hard change for you. So we've still got some time, but wanted to go through all this with you. So the first thing that I'll recommend is that you always use Google when you check your email. Use Google Chrome as your browser. It was designed by Google. Works the best with Gmail when we're doing that. Your email address has stayed the same. So don't even worry about we're getting new email addresses or anything. Your email address is the same. So the website that I'd like you to go to and then bookmark this in Google so you can always get back to it is mail.google.com/a/lcss.org. So it's easy just to go to this website and then add it as a bookmark inside your browser. Once you get to this website, your username is your username and your password. The first time you log in, you should have that in the email that you got with the link to this video. So type that password in, and then it will prompt you to change that password afterwards. Your password is going to have to be 8 characters long, and it has to be pretty secure. So it can't be anything like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that'll give you some time to do that. And then we'll go ahead and I'm going to sign in and take me right into my Google inbox. And now that we're in the inbox, let's take some time and let's talk about your inbox layout and what messages look like and talk about all of the different things inside of your inbox. So the first thing when we go to our inbox that you see over here on the left-hand side is the Compose feature. When you select Compose, it's going to bring up just a Compose box. This is where you can create your email. Right here, it's got all of our contacts already pulled in it from the school system. So let's say that I needed to email Joe Brettnacher. I can literally just start typing Joe Brettnacher, and his email will come up in the list. Let's say that I needed to send an email to Neil Wagner. I can go Neil, and you'll see Neil comes up in the list, and then I can go ahead and just send that to him. So it's a really great feature to have that, just to be able to type that in and go. You'll see I have a signature set up, and I'll show you where you can set that up in the future. But you just type all of your things in. If you need to do attachments, you can just click Attach Files right here, and that's going to go there. If you need to do any formatting of your email, you can do that from right down there. Over here on the side, if you need a read request, you can request it over here on the side before you send that email out. And then you just click Send, and your email is on the way. So that is how you compose an email right there at the top. As we go here over on the left, this is just our little information pane, and you can see some more. So this is where you're going to have your inbox. Then you can get to your labels. These used to be called folders in Outlook. These are now your labels, and all of your folders should have transferred over. You probably see them as inbox / their title, and they should all be over there. You can actually go into your labels and choose a label caller, and that'll go there. So then you can see inside your inbox those labels that are applied in there. So it's really nice to see that. You also see down here that you get to your trash can, your drafts, anything like that. Now, one thing that I think is really important when we look at this is for your trash. This is a big difference. When you delete an email in Google, you have 30 days, and after 30 days, that email gets deleted. So I think it's really important to change the way that you get rid of your email. If it's something that you want to save, make sure that you move it to a label. If you want to get it out of your inbox, we'll use the Move to Label feature, and I'll show you that once we get to that section over here on the side. You'll see when I move over, there's a little chat box right here. If I wanted to get a hold of anybody inside the school corporation that was online right now, I could just click on their name. It opens up a little chat box, and then I can send them a message over here. You can also do a video call if you have a webcam, and you can do a video call with them as well. As we move over here just to the main section, this is our main section of email. And this is just like anything else, any web-based email that you've seen. You click on the email, and it opens it up. The nice thing about Google is it uses this conversation view where it keeps all the emails in the conversation in one thread. So instead of having 3 separate emails here, I just have one email that's got all of the conversations in the thread when I go back into it. So it's a nice feature to have. If you don't like it, I'll show you how to turn that off once we get to the settings section so it can look more like your Outlook that you had before. You will look up here at the top. that you can see that I did have a pop-up, so you still are able to get your pop-ups if you do like that. And again, I'll show you how to set that up here in a minute. So again, back to my email inbox. I'll go, there's a new email right up the top. You'll see that it comes in up here at the top. So let's talk about some of the other features. If I need to move forward with an email, I can just move to older email, come back, directional arrows, pretty similar to what you deal with online. Now let's say that I wanted to perform an action to several emails. I can check mark those emails right here. And then up here at the top, I have all of my actions. So whether I want to delete them, archive them, if I wanted to move them into a label, if I wanted to label them, or if I wanted to do more tasks, you can do that as well from right there. So that's where we can get all of that from there. So this will go over here on the side. Let's get into our settings. So if I go ahead and click on settings, and then I'm going to go down to my settings option. So let's go ahead and let's talk about customizing your inbox through settings. The first thing that we always want to do here is let's go to web clips and make sure that you have this box unchecked. That's just those little advertisements up at the top of your screen, and we don't need to see those. So go ahead and uncheck that box. So again, it's over here, web clips, and then back over here. So then over here on the side, we're going to go back to the general tab. So let's go and just do a quick synopsis of all of these different things as we go down. Maximum page size, this is just going to give you the ability to show up to 100 emails on a page. I leave mine at 50, but again, you can set that up however you want. Always display external content from trusted senders. You can set that up, or you can have it ask. Your browser connection, always use HTTPS. It's going to be more secure. Your next is default reply behavior. When you click reply inside a message, does it reply or does it do reply all? Your default text style right here, what font do you want to use, what size, all of that for your text. This is that conversation view where you can turn it on or off. So if you don't like that, you just want to see every single individual email, go ahead and turn that off right here. Send and archive, we'll go down, we'll talk about some more important things. Desktop notifications, turn on your notifications here if you like that little pop-up when you get an email. So go ahead and turn that on. And then we'll go down. You can add a picture right here. So when you send somebody an email, it'll have a little picture right there of you on the side. Then let's go down and let's see some more important things. Your signature, if you want to add a signature, you type it in here. You can create it in here. You can put links in it, and you can put pictures in your signature. So it's really nice. Then if we scroll down here, down towards the bottom, if you want to turn on a vacation responder, this is like an out of office feature. You can turn that on right here. And you can choose whether to only send those people to people in your contacts or only send a response to people in the school system if you want to. Really important thing, if you ever make any changes, you have to click save. If you don't click save on them down here at the bottom, it will not save for you. The next tab that I'm going to talk about are labels. And over here on the side, when you scroll down, you'll see all of your labels that you've created. You'll see if I hover over it, I can change the title right there. So that's really simple. So for you, guys that had a lot of folders in Outlook, it'll be important that you probably come in here and get rid of that inbox at the front of it. That would drive me a little crazy. So come in over to this side and clean it up just a little bit. The next thing that I wanted to show you guys is labs. And labs are really cool. There's some things that can really change some things. If you scroll down, you can find one that's called Preview Pane. And if you enable that, that's going to give you the ability to turn on where you can see a preview of the email. So let me show you what that's like when I go back over here. So if I go into up here, this is where the preview pane comes in. And I can tell it that I want it to have a horizontal split. So then when I click on an email, you can see right here that the email pops up down here in a preview, very similar to how Outlook would work. You can also put it as a vertical split and put it over on the side. So then when you do that, you can put it over here on the side, and then you can see your email preview over there on the side. I don't like it, so I leave it turned off. But again, that's completely up to you if that's something that you would like to do. So let's go back here into our settings, and then let's talk about themes. So right now I have high contrast turned on as my theme, and it's really nice to be able to see that theme. But you have a lot of color themes that you can use. You can use some HD themes, so if you click on it, you can have your background as like mountains or pebbles or the beach. I mean, they're all just different things that you can have as your background. You can also upload your own image. So right here where it says custom themes, if you upload your own image, then it will use that image as your theme as well. In the background, I'm going to go back to high contrast just for the rest of our preview right here. So now let's go back into the inbox and let's talk about transitioning from folders to labels. So let's talk about that. You remember hearing me say that you have 30 days once you delete an email or it gets deleted permanently. So if you don't want that to happen and you want to hang on to your email, go ahead. There are two ways that you can do it. From inside of an email, let's say this test email for myself. If I want to get this out of my inbox, but I don't want to delete it or lose it forever, I'm going to move it to a label. So you have two options up here at the top. Either move to, which moves it to the label that you want to move it to, or over here on the side, you can just choose to label it. Now, when you just choose to label it, it leaves a copy in your inbox and it also makes it show up inside the label. Again, this is something that I like to do because a big, huge, cluttered inbox doesn't bother me because I use the search features to find everything that I need. But for some of you, and I know I'm married to somebody that hates having a cluttered inbox, you definitely want to use that move to feature. So instead of deleting it, if you want to keep it, move it to and put it into a label over on the side of your screen. So select that. Let's say that you wanted to do multiple at one point in time. You just check mark the emails that you want to do. You'll see that you get the same options up here at the top. Click move to, select the label that you want it to go into, and it will move it over into that label for you. So that's pretty simple as it comes into labels, but really focus on understanding that if you delete something, it's going to be gone in 30 days. You don't have a deleted items folder that just sits there forever and ever. So really kind of grasp that and make sure you take your time when you move those things over when we're doing all of that. We already went over composing an email. Let me talk about the search feature up here at the top. So this is really a great feature up here at the top. If you click the little arrow that's up at the top, you see that I can search by from, to, subject, has the words, doesn't have, or within a date range. So again, when you look at this, this is really, really a great thing to look at. You know, in Exchange or in Outlook, you could just click on the tabs and it would organize it, and then you'd have to go search for that. Whereas for here, let's just say that I wanted to find every email from Joe Bretnacher. And again, if I start typing that comes up, and then I can search. So now comes up a list with all of my emails that I've received from Joe Bretnacher. You know, I could go in here and I could say, I want to find all emails from Joe Bretnacher that has the words acuity in them. So then I can search for all emails that are from Joe Bretnacher that has the word acuity in them. So it's just a really nice feature to have that really kind of just spruces everything up and makes it a little bit easier to use when we do that. Last couple things that I want to touch on, just because this is a really large overview of this and I don't want to overwhelm you too much. To get to your calendar, you can click on calendar up here at the top and it will take you into your calendar. I'm not going to really talk about the calendar too much right now because we're going to have other videos that cover your calendar, but right here is the calendar right here. And then also up at the top, contacts. When you click on contacts, it'll take you and you should see all of your contacts that have been brought over into here. You'll have your personal contacts. You can see the directory from here if you need to see everybody that's in the directory. Now, one thing that I think is really important to bring up, so we talk about this, is your contacts were brought over, but if you had any distribution lists that you created yourself, those did not transfer. So that's going to be something that you're going to want to create through a new group right here. So you would type the name just like you would for a distribution list and recreate that distribution list. Again, we've got some time before we're going to make a hard cutoff, so this will give you some time to create those. But it's just one of the features in the migration that they do not bring those distribution lists over. So right now, I'm going to put my email address up on the screen. If you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me. You know, we're going to have a lot of training sessions on this, so don't feel like you're alone with this. I'll send out some emails and some times that we're going to offer training sessions. The building tech coaches are going to work with everybody as well on this, but we're really going to try to support you as well as possible in this transition. And I hope you can see that this is the direction that I'm moving forward with, that anything we do, we're going to be supported and we're going to be trained on, and we're going to get a lot of support for that. So God bless. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to hear from you soon.